All right, welcome back, my dear student. So it's time for us to start coding and doing a little bit of PHP just to be able to receive messages in our emails from our website, right? We want to be able to do that. So let's actually have our contact form open here. All right, I think I have to contact form right here. All right, perfect. So we have a contact form. What do we need now? Let's go to that form, to those files. Let's make sure I'm going to right click. You saw that I right clicked and I selected co-edit there. All right. So let's make sure that our contact form has a method, because right now, you see, by default, the form is going to send get request data. Get request data is the data you see on the URL. You see all these big strings here? This is get request. So basically, every time we visit a page here on GoDaddy or any other PHP-based website or database-based website, we're going to see get request. We're going to see all these parameters here. They mean something, all right? So this is being sent to that server, and that server is processing all this information here, and based on these parameters here is doing something. All right, as you can see right now, it's sending this question mark is the start of the parameters. So it has all this code here, and then starts the parameter with a question mark, and then file equals contact HTML, and then it has another parameter divided by an ampersand, and every parameter after that is divided by an ampersand. All right, so you got the parameter equals and the ampersand to the next one, and equals, and so on and so on. All right, so this is called get request. Now, because we're going to be using a form, it's more secure to send data with a method that is called a post request. We're going to be using that. We're going to change this. The default, like I say, is something called get, like this. This is the default. We're going to change it, and we don't need to write it, but it's there. What we need to do is make it post, so that way we can send the post request, which is more secure. It's not going to be shown up here. All right. Remember when we click on submit on the other lectures, it gave us a whole bunch of URLs, parameters on top. We don't want that. So let's just save it. All right. Now this name attribute values is what we're going to be receiving in that process.php page. All right. This is going to be turned into variables. All right. And variables basically is a container, a word that basically is a container of information. So this is going to have whatever we type in here. All right, those values are going to take it to the PHP page, and then we're going to catch it on the other side, and we're going to send this to our email when we click on this button. All right, so the next page that we should have open is the process.php. That's what's going to be processing. Now, the reason why we can run PHP on this server is because we chose that from my website. We chose that package, and it comes with PHP already installed. But anyway, let's co-edit this, right click and then edit, and this is a blank PHP page, and we're gonna open PHP like this, just like we open HTML with a left angle bracket and the right angle bracket like this, and then we close it. We're gonna do something similar with PHP. We gotta let the browser know that we are using PHP, or the server, right? So we open PHP tags like this. Let me just make this small. All right, left angle bracket, question mark, and then the keywords PHP all together. All right, and that's how you open the PHP tag. Now you have to close it with a question mark and greater than symbol if you want to write some HTML in the bottom here. All right, whatever HTML you want. That way the server knows, Apache knows that it needs to process HTML instead of PHP. You need to close it. All right, we're not going to have anything here, any HTML, so we don't need this closing tag, but it's always a good practice to get used to putting it. But anyway, what we want to do is detect the submit button in our contact page right here. We want to detect it. When we click on it, what happens when we click on this? So in order for us to detect it, we have to catch it. We're going to use something called an if statement in PHP, and it's the keyword if, parentheses, because we're going to be putting some conditions in there, and curly brackets, and whatever comes after these curly brackets is going to be the code that is going to be executed. So we're going to say, and this is a function, you don't really have to know this, I'm just explaining because I like to explain it. Anyway, so everything is going to be caught in what's called a super global. This. All right. I'm going to put it right here so you can see it. This dollar symbol underscore and the all capital post square brackets, and then inside we have these quotes and the keyword submit. This submit is coming from, I'll show you right now, from this submit button right here, this value that we have in the name attribute. All right, that's where this is coming from, this submit. So we are checking, we're saying if, and we're using this prebuild function as well, if this post submit value is set, then we want to execute something. All right, and that's where we're going to be executing our PHP code. But I have a better, instead of writing all this, and I'm just going to write a little bit so that way you know. We can start this with a variable. We're going to be using a function called mail, the mail function from PHP, and it's just the keyword mail, parentheses, and semicolon. And in between here, we pass in 4 parameters. You're going to take what email is going to. All right, it's going to take the subject that we have in our form right here. All right, those are things that it's going to take, and we use variables to, we can write whatever we want in here as a matter of fact, but I'm using variables right now. The message that's going in, and something called the headers, which is some words that says from. All right, and basically what this dollar symbol and the keyword hereafter is a variable. It contains information. All right, so you can keep whatever information you want in a variable like this. All right, and semicolon. Anyway, on the next lecture, what we're going to be doing is we're going to finish building this. I don't want to make this lecture too long, but on the next lecture, we're going to finish this code, and it's going to be fun. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lecture.